Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of Mixed Mowers and Mower Man. Hope you're doing well. In today's video we're going to be doing an unboxing and a quick look at the SGS 50 litre upright air compressor. My air compressor I currently have is now broken. I dropped a grass box on it and snapped the regulator clean off. I shall be repairing it at some point, but I need an air compressor up and running because I have an abundance of machines waiting to be serviced and repaired in my store at the moment. So I went online just yesterday, day before New Year's Eve, and went online and nobody could touch SGS for price. This air compressor came out at the time of sale of £155, and that was with £70 knocked off. Everywhere else was way above the £200 mark, so I thought I'd have a go at that. I've already got the SGS toolbox, which I'm super happy with, and I ordered this at 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and it's turned up. The time is now 1:30 in the afternoon, and this has taken less than 24 hours to get to me. Amazon can't even beat that, but I don't think so. That's fantastic. As I say, a point of sale on this is literally they were £70 to £100 cheaper than anywhere about. And the SGS tool brand machine stuff that they sell, I do recommend as well. It's a good piece of equipment and a good name you can trust. It's a 6.2 CFM upright 50 litre air compressor. So without further ado, let's get down and dirty and check this out. We're going to unbox and see how it looks. Okay, so let's get on with the unboxing, shall we? It got delivered via a reputable courier company as well, signed for or photograph of your open door due to current UK regulations. Model number is the SC50VT, and there's their website just there if you want to get hold of them. It weighs about 23.7 kilos. That's the net weight, and gross weight is about 27 kilos thereabouts. Okay. So it's quite lumpy, but if you're relatively strong like me, then you should be able to carry it with relative ease. Just going to get it out the box best I can. I'm going to have a little look at it. Just going to drop my table down just a touch because it is just a little bit higher for what I would like. That's a bit better. Now we can see what we're doing. Let's put the old safety pins in the in the bench. That way we know exactly what's going on. Quick sneak peek inside. On the top of the box you've got two wheels, both plastic, okay. And then you've also got there's like some caps or some stoppers for the front of the tool. And then you've also got a nice big long handle so you can move it about. The rest, I think, is just foam packaging or polystyrene packaging. We've also got a user manual guide as well on how to get it all set up. So what I'm going to do is just going to open this box up this way rather than sliding it out. I'll let the box up. So it's not excessively heavy when it's outside the box. So that's not a problem. Nice little case on there, or covering to protect it. Nice. And we also have a polystyrene cover at the bottom as well. Just going to remove that. And then we'll sit it upright. So there you go. So first we need to do, we need to lay it onto its belly and then attach the wheels to the bottom and also the stoppers because it isn't very stable as it is at the moment. So if you let go of that, it will stand, but last thing we'll do is drop a brand new compressor. So just going to lay this down onto its tummy. I'll get repositioned and I'll come back. Okay, now I've repositioned the air compressor slightly as well, just on the old bench. It does come with a fully comprehensive replacement parts diagram in case you need that as well, and it also tells you where the bits go. So the wheels go on the front and the stoppers go on the back. This will be where the wheels go here, and then the stoppers will go on the little tiny legs just here and here to make sure it sits upright. Also down the bottom here is your release valve, which you would undo just to drain any excess oil, any excess water coming out of the cylinder. And I recommend you do it on a daily basis if you're using a machine on a daily basis. I used to do mine once a week, but you can collect quite a bit of water in there, and just literally by undoing it and draining it out, does it no harm at all. Just make sure that the machine is turned off when you do that and there's not much air in there at all. So that's quite straightforward. So the first thing I want to do is have a look at the wheels that they supply. There's a plastic wheel. There's one. Nice bit of tread on there for you, for a bit of grippage. The reason I also went for an upright compressor is because when you're moving it about, they are quite close to your body, which I think is quite important. With the other compressors, they're quite low down. And to moving it up into the garage or onto the driveway, you can be sort of near enough carrying the whole machine rather than just pulling it. So the reason I got these is just so I could just move it around with ease. So that's cool. A quick little look at the diagram. It simply tells you that the bigger bolts out of the two are the ones that go through the wheel with a washer on each side and a nut. So that's quite straightforward. We can do that easy peasy. Let's just turn the compressor round onto its side a bit. So you've got the longer nut and bolt there. It comes with 3 washers, and all we're going to do is take 2 of the washers off. It's got like a shoulder bolt there, which is cool. All you're then going to do is push that one through. In fact, I think that split washer, that may go over top, does it or not? No, it doesn't. So no washers on the other side. The big shoulder bolt goes all the way through, just like so. Push it through, and then do the washers up the other side. You can put a washer on the inside here as well, just to protect that axle. And all you then want to do is just put your bolt through with your 2 washers. And you've got a nut here, which isn't a nylon locker. Just get that started. Which should be about there. There it goes. And then with a 10mm, I dare say, and a Phillips screwdriver, just tighten that wheel up so it's in place, and do exactly the same for the second wheel, and that'll be how you set the wheels up. So I've got both wheels now fitted onto the actual assembly itself. It's a 13mm that goes on the back of there, and all you do is just get a Phillips screwdriver and just nick that up, and then with a ratchet spanner you can then just make sure that they're all the way home and secure, which they are, and the wheel will still spin because it's actually on a shoulder bolt. Okay, it's a very sturdy wheel. And then we're just going to do the same to the other side. Just start that up. No drama, nice and tight, and plenty of spin on the wheel as well. Okay, so that's quite straightforward. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, so the next part is just to apply these little tiny rubber stoppers or rubber bungs, which go onto the bottom part of the machine here. And all you want to do is just get your rubber bung, have it so that when you put it through, the bolt actually goes through the countersunk part of it and goes through, not having it round this way because your bolt would be showing. Okay, so I'll put your bolt through that way with the washer, slide that through into position, and then again with your little washer and a nut, just going to start that off and do that up. That's that one, and there's 2 of those to do. And all you then want to do is just get your 13mm and literally just nick them up quite tight. Haven't got to be massively tight because you'll just pull it straight through the rubber. Although it's quite a good solid rubber, you will just pull it through, so you don't have to hang on it. So that's good. I'll get my little 13mm, and all I'm going to do, I'll probably get a socket on that. Actually, it might be easier. Get a little 13mm socket and hold it with a spanner, one end, and then just get a socket on the other side. Let me grab a socket. Okay, I've got my 13mm socket. Just going to put that on and just want to nick that up. As I say, it doesn't have to be colossally tight. You'll know when to stop. Okay, that's that done. So pretty much that's all there is to do, other than just the handle that goes onto the back. So I just lift the tank up, and And that will now stand up all on its own. Beautiful. Turn it around. And you've got your handle now to fit. Now, it's up to you whether to fit the handle or not, but if you're going to move it about a little bit in the workshop, then I recommend that you do. The only downside to having this handle is that it could go against the wall a little bit and you lose a bit of space, but there's a bit of ventilation here that needs to be taken into consideration when you're fitting this, because it needs to breathe. In the kit you also get a couple of grub screws. You get 4 of those with an Allen key, and all you're looking to do is get one of your grub screws, and there's 2 on each side to do. Just start each of these grub screws off. And a good thing with the SGS stuff is that all the machining is very, very good. You know, there's no burrs. You know, people have taken quite a lot of time to ensure that the quality is upheld. Let me just spin this round a touch. Now there's 2 more grub screws going in here as well. So just start them off loosey-goosey. And once you've got them in, you can then pull your handle up to where you want it. I'm going to want mine pretty much at the top, because I'm going to be moving mine about in the workshop and in the garden and doing stuff on my car and stuff. So just nick 1 or 2 up, just so you get it into place. And once you're happy, you can then do them up fully, and make sure that they don't actually slip and slide when you're moving the machine about. So just get your Allen key and just give it another 3/4 of a turn to make sure that those grub screws are all the way home. Without dropping your Allen key, of course. That's good. So that's now all the Allen key grub screws now in place. We've done the wheels, we've done the stopping of the stoppers. That's taken all of about 10 minutes to do, you know, all by myself, with no help at all. The handle is solid. You can now tip this up onto its back and wheel it around. As I say, with the other conventional type of air compressors, you have to literally bend right down to pick them up, because if you're only about a foot off the ground, where this is quite high up, you can now wheel this back and wheel it up and down the garden with relative ease. So yeah, so far super happy. Okay, now that the air compressor's been lowered right down to a ground level, the good thing is with this type of a company that you use is they don't cheap out on you. Lots of very cheap style air compressors, you have to buy all the fittings to go with it as well, but these guys, they've got you sorted. So my air hose is the EU style one, which has got all my tools all the same, and that one automatically fits straight in already. Done. So now I haven't got to muck about trying to find new fittings to fit that. It all goes in together. Before you turn this machine on, you must remember to tip it up onto its bum and just turn the bleed screw of the air release, water release valve, turn it on and just nick it up hand tight, okay? Otherwise your machine will just be filling up with air and you'll be losing air out the bottom. So let me get it turned on, filled up, and I'll come back to you. Okay, I've got the machine plugged in, haven't turned it on yet. Round this side here is a safety valve to you pull to release the pressure just round the back here. It's got a sticker on the side, it tells you exactly what to do. There's also down the bottom of the air compressor, also there's a sticker down there to remind you to drain your system out as well. You've also got on here your on-off switch. You've also got your pressure gauge, tells you when you're going into the red. And also you've got a gauge here which will allow you to up the pressure or down the pressure, whichever you want to do to suit the tools that you're going to need. So I'll turn it on now. You'll hear a bit of noise, obviously, because it is an air compressor and it isn't one of the silent ones, but it should do a job. Let me just turn it on quick. Turn it on to wall mic, that might help also. There you go. Right, turn it on. So it's not excessively loud. It has got a bit of noise to it, but you know, it is an air compressor. It's designed to make some noise. So it's not excessively loud, okay? You might want to wear ear protection if you are having this going all the time, of course, you know, do look after your hearing. This has got a 2 horsepower motor. It's a 10 bar pressure on here, and also 50 litres as well. Gives you all your safety warnings on the side. Let me get it filled all the way up until it blows off, and then I'll come back to you. Okay, so now I've just run the machine all the way up. It's a bit warm, to be fair. It did get a bit warm, but it is the first time I'm using it. and it's cut out just below 150 psi, which is 10 bar pressure, which is what the machine is actually set to do. So now I'm just going to connect the hose up. There it goes. No leaks, absolutely lovely, because you don't know no leaky air leaks. And now, with this machine turned on, I should be able to dispense some air. That's powerful, man. And when the machine cuts back in again, it should then cut off again at about 150 psi, which is about 10 bar. Okay, so at 8 bar, the compressor will fire back in, and then if I fire it back up, I should bring it back before it shuts off to show it does actually release itself and stop itself as when it gets close to 150. And there you go, the machine now shuts itself off when it gets to about 150, just below, which is 10 bar pressure. Now the compressor is now full and ready to use for as and when you need to. Just make sure, people, your common sense is if you're going to leave this machine overnight, I would personally drain the air right out of it. Make sure the machine is safe and turned off. Otherwise, if you do get a leak, it'll keep firing in and out. But these can be quite dangerous if they are left unattended with all that compressed air in there. And if any kids or anyone gets in the shed where they shouldn't be, you could get yourself into a little bit of trouble. So just make sure you look after your equipment and make sure it's all safe when you turn it all off. Okay, so I'll just go through the way that I would do it if I'm going to actually leave the machine overnight. I would turn the machine off at the socket on top of the machine, and I'd also turn it off at the mains as well, which is now completely dead. You can then release a little bit of air out of the machine. Just take some pressure out. And if I go below the 8 bar, then technically the machine should cut in if it was turned off. So we're now just below the 8 bar. And we're now at roughly 7 bar. Let me just show you, just for evidence. We're now below the 8 bar. That machine should have cut in by now if the machine was still turned on, okay? So what I should recommend is instead of undoing the screw down the bottom with all the air in there, is to dispense all the air via the gun or via the safety relief valve on the side. So let's just dispense all the air, and I'll come back to you in 2 seconds. Okay, once you have released pretty much most of the air out of this device, you can then just put your hand underneath, and in the centre there's a little tiny drain screw where you take your fluid out. Just give that a little tiny turn, just until the air starts to come out. There you go. Don't go too mad. And with that now open, that will now successfully drain all the air out of this device, and also if there's any water in there, any fluid, it will drop it straight out the bottom as well. Some machines, they have them in real funny places. You've got to tip up onto the side. But by taking the screw and just undo it very slightly till the air starts to come out, you know that all the fluid, all the liquids have been taken out of this machine, and it's safe to use for the next time. Okay, so there you have it. There is the SGS 50 litre upright compressor, which I purchased myself for purpose of review and use. It shuts off at around about 10 bar, 150 psi before it does actually shut off itself. I have shown you how to unbox it, how to put it all together. I've also shown you how to make sure that it's disassembled and stored away overnight time, so it's nice and safe, so that no little tiny fingers can come in here and upset yourself or get hurt inside the shed as well. And all kids should be supervised inside the shed anyway. So it's a fantastic little device for the money I paid, £155 at the point of sale, which is the cheapest air compressor of its type in its class at time of searching online. So well done at SGS for producing a fantastic, affordable product. And hopefully this machine will give me plenty of years of work and use. It does also come with a 2-year guarantee warranty on it as well, as long as you stick to the manufacturer's specifications and guidelines as well. So super happy. Don't forget to whack the old subscribe button and whack the old bell, set notifications to all, and that way you'll be told next time I upload a video. I look forward to the next episode of Mixed Modes very soon. But until then, don't forget, much more importantly, take care easy.